4 years after the integration of Jammu and Kashmir with India, the Supreme Court has deemed it legal and valid. A 5-judge Supreme Court bench delivered a unanimous verdict on the abrogation of Article 370 that removed the special status given to Jammu and Kashmir. The top court said that Article 370 was an interim arrangement due to warlike conditions in the erstwhile state.
We have held that Article 370 is a temporary provision on a reading of the historical context in which it was included. Article 370 was introduced to serve a transitional purpose to provide for an interim arrangement until the Constituent Assembly of the state was formed, a temporary purpose, an interim arrangement in view of the special circumstances because of the war conditions in the state. We have held that a textual reading of Article 370 also indicates that it is a temporary provision. For this purpose, we have referred to the placement of the provision in Part 21 of the Constitution, which deals with temporary and transitional provisions.
Now, the court also said the President of India had the powers to abrogate Article 370 without the prerequisite of a recommendation by the Jammu and Kashmir Assembly. Now, the Supreme Court has also asked the central government to conduct elections in the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir by 30th of September 2024 and, importantly, restore its statehood.
Following the application of the Constitution of India in its entirety to the state of Jammu and Kashmir by CO 273, the Constitution of the state of Jammu and Kashmir is inoperative and is declared to have become redundant. We direct that steps shall be taken by the Election Commission of India to conduct elections to the Legislative Assembly of Jammu and Kashmir, constituted under Section 14 of the Reorganization Act by 30 September 2024. Restoration of statehood shall take place at the earliest and as soon as possible.
Now, while the top court unanimously upheld the abrogation of Article 370, there was someone who penned a sentimental epilogue. I'm speaking about Justice Sanjay Kishan Kaul, who himself is a Kashmiri Pandit and hails from the valley. He talked about old wounds that needed healing. While reading his piece in the end, Justice Kaul recommended that an impartial investigation must be held to look into the human rights abuses that the people of Jammu and Kashmir have suffered since the 1980s. Essentially, he has recommended a Truth and Reconciliation Commission.
In order to move forward, the wounds need healing. What is at stake is not simply preventing the recurrence of injustice, but the burden of restoring the region's social fabric to what it historically has been based: coexistence, tolerance, and mutual respect. It is worth noting that even the partition of India in 1947 did not impair Jammu and Kashmir communal and social harmony. In this context, Mahatma Gandhi is famously quoted to have said that Kashmir was a ray of hope for humanity. The first step towards this is to achieve a collective understanding of the human rights violations perpetuated both by state and non-state actors against the people of this region. I recommend the setting up of an impartial Truth and Reconciliation Commission. The Commission will investigate and report on the violation of human rights both by the state and non-state actors perpetrated in the Jammu and Kashmir at least since 1980s and recommend measures for reconciliation. The Commission should be set up expeditiously before memory escapes. The exercise should be time-bound. There is already an entire generation of youth that has grown up with a feeling of distrust, and it is to them that we owe the greatest day of reparation.
Now, the Supreme Court's verdict has come as a big win for the Modi government. The court has not only upheld Article 370's abrogation, it has also called Jammu and Kashmir's full integrational constitutional, essentially saying that what happened on August 5th, 4 years ago, was absolutely constitutionally legal. Now, reacting to the verdict, the Prime Minister has called it a beacon of hope. But the mood in the valley was one of disappointment.
लंबी बहस सबकी सुनवाई हुई, आज फैसला भी आ गया, मगर ये फैसले के बाद भी ये कहते हैं कि हम इसको नहीं मानते हैं और हम मानते हैं कि धारा 370 गलत तरीके से हटाया गया। मान्यवर, मैं इनको नहीं समझा सकता, मेरी तो मर्यादा है साहब। धारा 370 अलगाववाद को बल देती थी और अलगाववाद के कारण आतंकवाद खड़ा हुआ। ये समझना ही नहीं था। एक गलत फैसला हो जाता है, कितने भी बड़े आदमी से हो सकता है, किसी भी पार्टी से भी हो सकता है, मगर जब इतिहास सिद्ध कर दे, समय सिद्ध कर दे ये फैसला गलत है, देश के हित में वापिस आना चाहिए। अभी भी मैं कहता हूं, वापिस आइए, वरना जितने बचे हो इतने भी नहीं बचोगे।
हमने सुप्रीम कोर्ट का दरवाज़ा खटखटाया था क्योंकि हम इंसाफ की उम्मीद कर रहे थे। हमारी कोशिशें यहाँ ख़त्म नहीं होंगी। हम सुप्रीम कोर्ट को रिस्पेक्ट करते हैं। क्या दोबारा अदालत के दरवाज़ों को खटखटाना हमारे लिए एक पॉसिबिलिटी है या क्या हम उस पर सोच सकते हैं? मैं कह नहीं सकता हूँ। हमें अपने वकीलों से बात करनी होगी।
उम्मीद मत छोड़ो। जम्मू कश्मीर ने बहुत सारे उतार चढ़ाव देखे हैं। सुप्रीम कोर्ट का आज का फैसला ये एक पड़ाव है, मुश्किल ही सही पर पड़ाव है। ये मंजिल नहीं है हमारी। इसको मंजिल समझने की गलती मत करो। हमारे मुखालफिन चाहते हैं कि हम उम्मीद छोड़ के, दिल बर्दाश्ता होके शिकस्त को तस्लीम करें, पर ऐसा नहीं होना है। आप जानते हैं कि सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने यह कहा कि 370 आर्जी है, इसलिए इसको हटाया गया। ये हमारी हार नहीं है, बल्कि आइडिया ऑफ इंडिया की हार है, हिंदुस्तान के तस्वुर की हार है।
और जो यूनानिमस जजमेंट थी, ये सुनकर बहुत निराशा हुई, बहुत अफसोस हुआ। मैं शुरू से ही कह रहा था कि दो अदारे हैं जो इसका फैसला कर सकता है, एक पार्लियामेंट, मरकज़ी सरकार, और दूसरा सुप्रीम कोर्ट। जाहिर है मरकज़ी सरकार करती नहीं। उन्होंने तो आर्टिकल 370 को ख़त्म किया, कानून बनाकर नया। अब ये आखिरी हमारी उम्मीद थी कि सुप्रीम कोर्ट इसमें सुनाई करे और इसका फ़ैसला सुनाए। 3 महीने 4 महीने इस पर बहस हुई पार्लियामेंट के अंदर, और मुख्तलिफ वकला ने अलग अलग पार्टीज़ को और रियासत जम्मू कश्मीर के लोगों को रिप्रेजेंट किया। और उसके बाद जो आज यूनानिमस फैसला आया, उससे मेरे ख्याल में जम्मू कश्मीर के सभी लोग, चाहे वो कश्मीर के हों, जम्मू सूबा के, वो खुश नहीं हैं।